Thank you, Tara, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone.
So who's reading this?
I want to get into it because there are a lot of smart minds in the room. And so it's not about today hearing me speak, but hearing friends that I've worked with over the last 13 years being in the Nigeria creative industry. But like Amara, I wanted to start off by telling you my story. It was purposeful that I started this conference with a 16-year-old because Amara is not too far from my age when I actually first started my journey as a creative. I was 17 when a lady that was the talent coordinator for the Apollo Theater in New York took me and said, listen, start. No training, I learned by doing. She would take me to talent shows, force me to go out to different places to find talent. She would call me and say, there's showtime at the Apollo on Wednesday, go find talent. And the beautiful thing about that is that she took it upon me for 4 years to continuously groom me, to continuously train me, to make sure that I went to radio school to learn how to talk on radio, to make sure I understood the business. From that, I decided to do my first internship. I was about 18 years old at CBS in Washington, D.C. I was there for about 12 months. Not I was there for about 12 months, learning the ropes, getting coffee, pulling cables. But there's nothing like having the facilities, the infrastructure, the spaces where there's an ecosystem that allows you to learn the business that we're in. Upon that, for me to go to college, there was a television station that saw me and said, we want to invest in you. We want to pay for your college education, your books and everything, and then we want to hire you and train you in the summers. And that was 5 years ago, because I'm still just 25. But my whole point is that what we see here, and when I relocated to Nigeria 13 years ago, there were a lot of gaps that I saw in the market. But the fact that we have this gathering and we have Chapel Hill Denim, the leading investment firm, not just in Nigeria, but dare I say Africa, that has closed the biggest deals, sitting amongst us to hear what we have to say, means that we've moved miles and miles from where I started, and people would be like, why would you leave America to come back? I japad in reverse. And I plan to stay here. That song that Loud Choir sang, there's sometimes that, like with all of us, I feel, did I make the right decision? And when I hear that song, and that's why I had you sing it, I believe in Nigeria. And if we don't do it, there's nobody else. Right? So we say, well, somebody should fix it, and no, we are at the age, and I'm looking at my colleagues that I've been working with for the last 13 years since I got to Nigeria, it's we, right? So the structure that we want, right, we have to get the people in the room. I have BB and Phil, right? I like to write a lot, and creators, we do these fancy, nice presentations, and they're like, can you put that in an Excel sheet? And I'm like, I don't understand. How do I put this beautiful show in an Excel sheet? But we need to understand how to bridge that gap, right? So we have all these lofty plans and ideas that we need. We have infrastructure needs that, in all honesty, when I hear the numbers that we say the industry is projecting, and all of us that work here look at our structures, and it's like, how are we going to do this, right? Most of us have built our businesses with our own investment, with friends and family, but to move it to the next level, we need real financing, right? And to access that real financing, we need to be able to talk the talk, right? And articulate our issues and what the industry needs in a way that investors will understand. I don't think that it's enough for people to come to the country and give us 10 million naira to split amongst 200 people and expect an applause, right? In most places, that's the budget of a low budget movie, right? If we say that our industry is the third or the second in the world, then we need to act like it. So I think the education comes not just on our part, right? The education comes in terms of the entire industry. And so we've gathered together a group of incredible panelists today. But before we start the panelists, I would like to introduce us to our keynote speaker, Mr. Bolaji Balogun, the CEO of Chapel Hill Denim, and also the CIO of the Nigerian Infrastructure Fund. He was also the founder. So Mr. Bolaji is truly a visionary, because I don't know how you decide that, you know what, I'm going to go and get a mobile license and start the first telco business in Nigeria. He's the co-founder of what we know today as Airtel Nigeria. Please, a round of applause, right? And one thing that I've experienced personally is his dedication to SMEs, women businesses, young, youth-led businesses as well.